All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. Just when TD Jakes thought things couldn't get no worse, the story resurfaces about Cora Jakes, his daughter. And when it comes to this story, it's real creepy. It's real creepy because it seems like a thing of the past back in the South, in the South, back in the like the 40s, the 30s, or the 50s, the 60s, even to the early 70s, where people that couldn't have kids would take other people's kids. You know what I'm saying? We look at trafficking in so many different ways, and these icons, they get away with so much stuff. Like y'all really thought there was going to be a lot of black people on Epstein's list. The black people, like Oprah and them, they're the help. They're the help. We talking about billionaires, multi-billionaires that keep a few tokens around because they use them to sway the masses and to create the narrative that they want. But they're the help. So you wasn't going to see no bunch of black people on there like y'all thought y'all was going to expect. Like y'all think like the Illuminati or the Rothschilds and Rockefellers ever going to let ninjas be close to them, no matter what kind of secret oaths or rituals they participate with each other, they still gonna keep the ninja in his place. So I'm gonna do I'm doing this reaction to Moxie. You know what I mean? I like to follow Moxie his research. You know what I mean? Hope he don't mind that I be using his material. I be reacting to his material because he's a blogger that has integrity about his work. So I have no problem reacting to him. You know what I mean? But check out this story that he presenting on here. It's for the 1976 Copyright Act for fair usage, commentary, educational purposes. Let's check it out.
What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to Moxie Approved. I don't go after families, but I think this woman is doing a good thing, letting people know about her situation that's going on. But what we talking about? What we talking about? Michelle Lau has been involved in a situation for the custody of her child with the daughter of TD Jakes. And she's using the situation to let everyone know about her case, her custody case. But I'm not going to use a lot of time for this intro. Uh, I'm going to let this woman explain her case herself. She put out a video and she also appeared on a live stream. And this woman, it seems like she's in a lot of turmoil over this. Now, when I first started recording this video, I was under the presumption that Michelle Lau was using this situation to get her voice out. But after further research, this woman has been screaming about this, but no one was hearing her. Check this out.
I was homeless. Um, I was leaving a 4 or 5 year relationship. I had
Moxie not lying. I heard about this some time ago. You know what I mean? About what was I'm not even gonna lead the audience. Just check out her story.
three kids already, and I was pregnant with my fourth born, Jason. When we got reacquainted, she told me that she'll be there to help me. She told me that she was only there to help me. After I had Jason, it was just like I was just set up from the beginning. She was not there to help me. She was actually there to take my child.
So, yesterday, Michelle appeared on Two Strong podcasts where she went in to further explain her case, and she is asking for help.
Like I felt like I wasn't supposed to be this person with 3 kids and one on the way. I'm supposed to be doing, you know, bigger things because I did graduate early. I did go to college. I was working in with Fortune 500 companies. Like I felt like I had completely failed myself, and I felt like I was an embarrassment not only to myself but to my family, even to my church home, the Potter's house that I was going to. I just felt very embarrassed. It was a lot on my shoulders, and I began to tell her that was the conversation at the picnic. I just let it all out, just like I seen her. We started talking. I just immediately just it just started flowing up out of me because it had been held in for so long because I felt like I couldn't um you know how you feel so ashamed you can't even tell anybody how
Mm-hmm.
you feeling? That's
Yep.
how I felt. And so I told her everything I just said. That's what I told her. Probably in more detail, but that's the gist of what I said. She put her hand on my belly. She prayed over me. She told me that if I ever needed anything, to reach out to her and that she'll be there for me. Okay, so fast forward a month later, I go into labor to have my son. I'm at my mother's house. My mother could not come with me to the hospital because my other 3 children, including my nieces, my brother's kids, was at the house. So she could not ride in in the ambulance with me, and she could not go up to the hospital because of the kids. And I did not, and my child's father was not around or there, and I did not want to have my baby by myself. I was scared because number one, um, African American women have a high after birth death rate. We're not taken care of. We're not properly watched over or looked after we have children. And I was afraid to go into the hospital and have my baby by myself. So I called Cora. I called her and I said, I'm going into labor. Well, I'm in labor and I don't want to have this.
In case you don't, in case you don't know, you're not following the story how she's telling it. Cora is TD Jakes' daughter, and Cora is who she's talking about. You know, because she said she was a member of Potterhouse. She's telling you her story. Check her out.
Baby by myself. Can you meet me at the hospital? She said, absolutely. She beat the ambulance to the hospital. That's how fast she flew from Grand Prairie to All Saints, Baylor All Saints is where I had Jason and forward. And so we get there, we have the baby. Cora did cut the umbilical cord because she was there. She was the one that was there with me when I had Jason. Um, After I had Jason, I went into almost immediately went into what they call postpartum depression. Cora identified it off back. I've been around these people. She begins to tell me how she also does marriage counseling to couples who's getting ready to get married, which she did for Jalecia Gregory and Shane Gregory. Okay. So I'm like, okay, because at this point, I want my mind back, right? At this point, I just want to get back to the place I was before I got pregnant, so that I can do better for myself, so that I can do better for the children that I have. Okay, so I'm like, okay, yes, So instead of her counseling me, she asked me a series of 100 questions, and she sits me down in front of a MacBook and she would ask me a question. Mind you, this is after her telling me that she believes gave God allowed me to have Jason for her. This is after she has been inputting in my brain that I didn't have my child for me. This is after she has been coming to me about adoption. This is after she has been coming to me about open adoption. This is after she has been coming to me telling me that my child needs stability and right now I cannot provide him stability, and telling me to look around at her house and telling me like this is what my child needs. Okay, so I'm just letting y'all know the seat.
How the story going? She's trying to convince her to give her baby. Now, like a woman carry a baby in her body 9 months, as soon as she had the baby, somebody like outright just trying to take it or buy it. This is weird.
Because you plant seeds, and if you plant seeds in a mind that's not stable, those seeds will grow how the manipulation that you planted them into growing. That's what's going to grow from there, right? Okay. So she asked me a series of questions. She asked me who I am. She asked me who is Jason to me, who is Anaya to me. But when she asked me who is Jason to me, it was almost like I was saying what she wanted me to say, because at that time now I'm feeling fearful, right? Now I'm feeling like if I don't say what she wants me to say, then what's going to happen from here? Okay, so boom. So we go through that. So then she begins to ask me again. So that was October, November. Now we're in December. Now we're in November, December. She's writing her book Faith in It. Okay. So she begins to ask me again. I tell her, no, that's not what I want to do. I just need some help. I need to get on my feet. I need to, be able to provide, and I need to be okay mentally, because I'm still not okay mentally. I knew enough to know that something is wrong. Something is wrong here, and I need this fixed. So, yeah, and so then she's like, well, what if I give you money? I said, no, you can't give me money for my child. She was like, well, what if I pay you and Corey $5,000, and y'all can just, this is exactly what she did, like y'all can just go on, like we can just uh disappear. And
Hmm.
then I was like, Corey, I was like, and Marlon, I was like, well, no, you can't pay me $5,000. And then she was like, well, what if I pay you and Jason's dad both $5,000 a piece? And I said, what? I said, Cora, you can't pay us no money, and I don't think Jason's dad is gonna go for that. And most importantly, I'm not finna I'm not finna exchange my child for money. I just need some help. Okay, boom. So that happened. I thought that was the end of the conversation. Then I'm trying to think if the room was before or after The Exorcist. Either way it goes. At one point in time, she locks me in her office.
Wait a minute. I'm going to bag this up. I know she didn't say exorcist, because it's the second time we done heard them dealing with exorcisms. Let me see if I heard it right.
So that happened. I thought that was the end of the conversation. Then I'm trying to think if the room was before or after The Exorcist. Either way it goes. At one point in time, she locks me in her office, her and Brandon. Well, it was Brandon's office, but Cora kind of took over his office. She locks me in um, the office, and she pushes me up against the wall, like jacks me up, pushes me against the wall, and tell me that if I don't give her my son, that she's gonna take my son from me. Okay, so that completely bestowed fear upon me.
I'm gonna stop it right there because you know how we do over here. Go to the Too Strong podcast page and show them brothers some love and watch the full video. I just gotta say, damn, this is dark. Now,
I'm going to end on that note too, because at some point, you have to ask yourself, what are we really looking at? Do you really think that bloggers or journalists, that people sit and just want to find news just to be malicious? That's not the case. But when you find news, and these people have so much influence and so much sway over society, you really need to know what they're about. You need to know what they're about, what they're accused of. You need to know. So, sign that you out of Detroit. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. Keep your head on the swivel.